Good morning. Hi, good morning. If you would just let me know who's here. Who's here? And welcome. This is Courtenay. I'm not at Mytree Yoga. I'm at home. Hey, Emma. Good morning, dear. So glad to have you join. So for those of you that, hi, Tolerance. Good morning. For those of you that have not joined for this morning practice, welcome. Ciao, Elisa, Katya. It's our Sunday group. That's great. Yeah, this is a really simple sort of wake up, and each time it's a little bit different because each day is a little different. And today is the new moon. Good morning, Vanessa. Thank you for the heart. So I want to do a new moon ritual, and I want to share that with you. So we'll actually start with a little bit of movement, and then we'll kind of slow it down and go into some welcoming this new moon and this new phase. If you have a journal or just even a piece of paper and something to write with, you'll want to have that with you later on. So you can pop up and grab that, and then make sure you rolled out a mat or just have a comfortable place to be on the floor. And we're going to start. I'm going to try to set this up so you see me. We're going to start lying down. So just come on down back to the ground. You maybe even have to get out of bed. Oops, for this one. So just come to lie down. Take a moment, bring your hands, one hand onto your belly, one hand onto your chest. You can just let your legs and your arms relax, let your eyes close for a moment. And as you settle your body into the earth, just start to feel the back line release and take some full breaths into your hands. You can breathe into the back body as well. Just feeling where your body is touching the earth and where there's space. And as you start to sense the connection between the ground and your back, backs of your legs, back of your head, see if you can surrender a bit your weight. Just check in with how you're feeling this morning. And then from that awareness, go ahead and stretch your arms alongside your ears. Pull your legs together and make your legs really strong. So you can squeeze your legs, you can pull your toes back. I'm hooking my thumbs, just extending really, really long through the sides of the body. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Again, inhale through your nose, and as you exhale out your mouth, feel this area in the low belly drawing back, the spine moving towards the earth. If you're menstruating or if you're pregnant, you're going to want to just continue with this breath, inhaling and exhaling. Otherwise, at the end of your next exhale, we're going to hold the breath out completely. And keeping your breath held out, just feel like you're zipping from your pubic bone all the way up to your navel, maybe even up further to your chest. And then release your belly, release the breath, inhale, and exhale again, out your mouth. Hold the breath out. Release belly and let the breath in. So we're working a little bit. This is Tadaka Mudra. You can try it a couple more times with your own breath. At the end of your exhale, you're going to want to feel it's like this little scoop, like someone's taking an ice cream scoop and drawing from the low belly up.
so that you really allow for emptiness at the end of your exhale. So just continue on your own. Feel the legs and the arms active here, really hugging into the center line. I'm going to do it one more time with you. And then pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a good squeeze. So that's getting us familiar with Uddiyana Bandha, which is one of the three main principal bandhas for the central channel. And so if you feel a little bit of heat coming into your belly, that's great. Yeah, it's also helping with digestion. And you can just join me. I'm just rolling around on my back, side to side, or making circles with your legs. And then let's just keep the right knee in. Squeeze your knee into your chest. And then as you inhale, let your knee move away. So just a few times, just opening up through the hip. I woke up early today, well, earlier than this, and felt really creaky and cracky in my joints. And so just had the nicest time doing a little bit of self massage. Bring your hands back behind with some oils. I'm going to share with you which oils I used in a little while. And then just roll through your ankle. So we're just waking up through the joints. And no more creaking and cracking. Go ahead and bend your knee. Take hold either of your big toe with your peace fingers or the outer edge of your foot. Bring your other hand right onto the top of your thigh and just come for half happy baby. So if you have not been doing your Abhyanga, your self-massage, today would be a great day to do it. New moon is just the right time to sort of bring the energy inward and slow it down. And I mean, most of us are super lucky to be able to do that right now. And then go ahead and just cross your knee over your ankle. And you can thread the needle. Foot is active. My hands work to interlace around my shin. Maybe for some of you, it's better around the back of your leg. You see what feels best in your body. And then, of course, when you practice with Abhyanga, you can leave, like right now, I've actually just left the oil on my body, so it's going to sink in. And then after our practice, I'll go take a shower. Yeah. And then go ahead and release. Just bring both feet to the ground. You can bring your arms out into cactus. I don't have a lot of space here, so just interlace your hands behind your head and take a little windshield wiper. And then come back into the center. Stretch your right leg out, bring your left knee in. And again, just starting with a little bit of this Uttanasana, squeezing in, and then a little bit of Ardha Appanasana with the knee coming back and forth. And you can coordinate it with your breath too. Exhale, squeeze in, inhale, move it out. And let's extend through that leg. And you can play, of course, with a bent knee. If you hyperextend, remember always just keep a little bit of softness, a little bit of bend through that extended leg, through both legs, really. And here I'm just playing with waking up the back line, rolling the ankle. So really these morning practices for me are just a lot about just kind of waking up my body, just getting in body, mind, heart. Nice. And then taking half happy baby pose. You can, what have you can bring your leg out to the side. Maybe pumping up and down a little bit. And then cross it over and thread the needle. In thread the needle, you can use your elbow to press against the thigh on that same side. And then with your shoulder blades coming onto your back, draw your right knee closer towards your body. So the knees are in essence moving in opposite directions. But really think about, instead of pulling with your hands or your arms, that you're pulling from your center. And then go ahead and release. One more time, feet to the earth. And this time we'll bring the hands right down by your sides. And as you inhale, go ahead and lift up your seat, lift up your arms and reach it back, moving bridge. Exhale and come down. And just follow your own breath rhythm. Good. One more time. Go ahead and let yourself rise all the way up. And then stay lifted here. Bring your hands back down underneath you. You can interlace the hands or hook the thumbs and walk your shoulders up underneath, and just taking an easy bridge pose. Keep your neck and your throat soft. You can soften a little bit your inner thighs, but feel the outer hips squeeze towards one another. Rise up through the hip bones and then lower down. You can elect to keep your hands interlaced here and just rest for a moment right on your wrists and then release it out. Good. Let's take one more nice twist here. We'll shift our seat over to the right and knees over to the left. You can keep your hand on your knee. You can find some space. I've got this sweet little puja, but it's really in the way. And then maybe turn and look over to your other arm. And come back into the center and just switch sides. See how the breath can move all along the outer ribs, the back ribs. And come back into the center. And let's just roll a few times forward and back. And come up to all fours. And on all fours, spread your fingers wide. You can tuck your toes or leave them long. Just a few rounds of cat-cow. And as I said, I'm pretty oily today. So I'm just being mindful of that. I can feel the oil all over my feet. Let's see how downward facing dog goes. Tuck your toes, reach yourself back, pedal it out. And then shift forward, find a plank pose. And in your plank pose, just pause for a sec, grip through your fingertips. You can drop your knees down if you need to, and lower yourself all the way to the earth. And taking a baby cobra, and maybe just look over one shoulder and then over the other shoulder. And come back down, tuck your toes, and press yourself back up into your dog. From your dog, lift your right leg. And then just exhale, pull it into your chest, step the foot through, knee comes down. I'm gonna adjust this now. Hi there. Knee comes down, and just a little bit of bounce here. Coming in and out. Just see how your body wants to unwind. Maybe you want to take it a little bit further, take it into some twist. Oh, I definitely do. If you'd like, turn your right toes out. And again, maybe bouncing, maybe just some circles, or just spreading the arms wide. And come back into the center. Pull your toes back, fold forward, runner stretch. And then one more time, coming forward through the low lunge. This time, lift your back leg. Get a little bit more active through that back leg. Lengthen out crown of your head. And if your hands need some support, you can always put a block or something supportive underneath your hands, and then just straighten through that front leg, coming into a pyramid pose. My back heel is lifted. And then inhale to look forward. Exhale, and this time step your back foot forward. And Just come to forward fold. You can bring your hands back behind you. Interlace your hands. Just let the head release. And then go ahead and bend your knees. Take your feet wide if you need to. Come down into a little squat here. I like to get sometimes a little bit bouncy in my squat. Hands are extended out. This can just feel like a really nice kind of flushing and cleansing. And then lift your seat. Reach your hands back. This time, if it's possible, grab your elbows or take the outside edge of your shins. Fold forward. And then look forward and go ahead and walk back, downward facing dog. From your dog, shift forward, plank, lower down, coming up. Hello, cobra. Look the other way. And coming back into your dog. Lift your left leg up. And then step it through. Knee down, low lunge. And again, just getting a little bit bouncy here. Yeah. So again, morning practice. It's simple. Yeah. Turn the left toes out. Take your twist. And just see kind of what needs releasing. So especially coming into a new moon phase, right? We want to come into something new with space. And so if you feel like you're holding on to something in your body or in your mind and your heart, it's a good time to release it. Turn your toes forward, hands frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes if you like. Come back, runner stretch. My front toes, you can't see them, but they're pulling towards my face and my foot is flexed. And then I'm just gonna find some space. Sometimes I find, especially this left hip really wants to lift up. So I could give a little bit of support, thumb into the crease without getting too technical. And then bring it forward, lift your back leg, get a little bit more active here. Long through the front, soft in the jaw. I like to feel that I can really ground through the bones of my legs and feet. And then I can take that support and bring it all the way up into my center as I fold forward into pyramid, back heel lifted. My palms come down to the ground here. Then I'm wanting to release my head. I have this cool turtle thing going on with my sweatshirt. And then peek through. One more time, step forward into a fold. Hands come back behind, interlace the other way. And this time I'm gonna come through into a wider squat, knees out, palms together, malasana. Okay, so this is really a sweet warm-up. And as I said today, I wanna take us through a little ritual after the movement. But I really would say if you've got time after the ritual, go ahead and continue with some movement practice because now you're warmed up and ready to go. If you haven't gotten your journal, this is my sweet journal I've been using from my friend Lindsay. Grab your journal and grab something to write with and go ahead and find a seat. Now there's so many different ways to enjoy ritual, and there's no like one right way to do it. Okay, but here's what we're gonna do today. If you have like just lying around, as you do, a little Palo Santo, or I have this amazing spray that my friend Adele makes.
She custom blends these wonderful Aurosoma and essential oil sprays, and bush flower, excuse me, Aurosoma and bush flower sprays. So, for example, anything just to bring some clearing energy into your space. So, for all of us, I'll light a little Palo Santo. And while I'm lighting it, you can find your seat and just start to take some full breaths. And I know the smell doesn't travel through the computer, but maybe you can just take some full breaths and breathe in this energy of cleansing. There we go, and clearing. And we're going to start at the top of the head. And I'm just going to make, for myself, on behalf of all of us, some nice big circles around. And you can bring your attention up to the top of your head and all around, and just allow whatever thoughts are moving through to continue passing through. And coming down into the chest, just allow whatever feelings are passing through to pass through. So we're creating sort of a clear vessel for ourselves. I'm going to bring it down to the arms, and any holding, any way that you're holding, especially now in your body, you can let that release. See if you can start to soften the outer layer of your body. Moving down to the torso. Also, anything that you're digesting, whether it's still like last night's dinner, maybe you overdid it, or maybe you're digesting the experiences of this past week, of these past weeks, and coming down into the legs and starting to feel the roots of your legs grounding down into your cushion, into the earth. And then we'll come to our feet and just sense warmth coming into your feet and feel yourself really rooted here in the seat. Good. From your seat, bring your awareness now to your base, to the base of your spine. And just start to guide your breath as you inhale. Bring the breath from the base of your spine all the way up. And as you exhale, all the way down. You're going to do this 5 times with Ujjayi if that works for you. Inhaling breath up, exhaling breath down. And just allowing for whatever sounds are in the space. Maybe you hear the sounds in my space. There are whole worlds happening all around us. And so the invitation is just to bring your attention within, and then to bring at the end of your last exhale into your root, to bring your palms together at your heart space. And to take this moment to connect with what you are grateful for. To begin in gratitude. And it can be the simplest things. The sound of and the fact of my children playing sweetly together right now. The abundance of support that I feel through my practices. The sunshine. So whatever it is for you in this moment, connecting with that which you're grateful for. And as that becomes very clear to you, Go ahead and let your palms open and just come to rest on your thighs. And if you'd like to take a very simple mudra, you can just bring the thumb and the first finger together in Yan Mudra. Feeling your palms now quite receptive. And in this moment, begin to connect with what is wanting to come through you, to be planted and bloom in you right now. And so, new moon is a time to plant seeds. It's the time to create some space by letting go of the past, in particular, patterns that are no longer serving us as individuals and the collective. And it's a time to start really creating the conditions for what wants to come through to be nurtured. And so it's preparing the soil, the inner soil. And as you start to connect with what wants to come through you, just trust that whatever is coming up is exactly the right thing. Exactly the right thing. And then go ahead and as you start to connect with that seed of your intention, take a full breath in through your nose. And breathe out the mouth. And one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Now start to feel or see, envision, imagine, sense at a visceral level in the body what that feels like to have or to be that which you are seeking. Start to sense those seeds actually growing, sprouting, blooming. And notice how that feels within you. You might connect with your sense capacities. So it's smells, sounds, tastes, sensation. And start to connect within to that sense of yourself, even halfway through full moon time. As your seeds come into fullness, come into full bloom. And whether it's super clear right now or you're just getting little snippets, little senses in your body, maybe an emotion passes through related to your intention. Whatever it is, just know that what you're receiving right now is exactly what you need. And you can also set an intention to see, to experience more clearly throughout these coming days the fullness of your vision. Let's take 2 more cleansing breaths. As you release, as you offer, Offer that which you are seeking out into the world. And then bring your palms together. You can bow in. Coming back to gratitude. And let your eyes softly open. Grab your journal. 2 minutes. In your journal, I am grateful for. I am grateful for the seeds or the seed I am planting this new moon is. The seed or the seeds I am planting this new moon is or are. And when this seed sprouts, grows, and blooms, it feels like, or I feel like, I am grateful for the seed I am planting is. When it blooms, I feel. Okay. Go ahead and set your journal aside. I promised I would share with you the blend that I used. I'm obsessed with marjoram lately, and I knew I would forget why, so I brought my notebook here. Because, well, first of all, we'll go to the properties. Yes, marjoram is connected, warm, and loving. Marjoram is for connectedness, warmth, and feeling love. So, marjoram, sandalwood, Hawaiian sandalwood is my favorite. I just love the smell. It's also an oil of devotion and spirituality, and really wonderful for connecting us to sort of those higher states, but it's also quite grounding. So it sort of works on both planes, both levels. And then lemongrass, not usually one of my favorites, and lately just all over it. Purifying, cleansing, um, and this blend together, it's herbaceous. So the marjoram and the lemongrass are herbs, and the sandalwood is part of the root family, I guess, but it comes from the trunk, I believe, from the bark. Really nice blend. And if you happen to have these, great. Put them together, put them with a carrier oil, and give it a go. You can also put them in your blender if you like. But the sandalwood is quite precious, so I like to use it on myself. And of course, if you don't have oils and you want to know how to get them, you know how to find me. And I wish you a really wonderful start to this new moon phase, to the cycle. If you're interested in learning a little bit more, I read a wonderful post today on Instagram from Mystic Mama. Mystic Mama. She has some great, just always spot on and enriching ideas about astrology and what's happening right now in the stars, which is what's happening with us. We are made of the same stuff. And you can also find out more through another friend of mine named Viviana, and she has a website, and it's in Italian, called Fedros, and I'll put a link to that as well. This evening, join Amy at 5 o'clock for Hatha and Yoga Nidra. There'll be two different links, and both of the classes are focused on seeds, and it will be a really great way, especially the Yoga Nidra, for you to take this seed of your intention for this phase and bring it into the depths of your being. So I'm sending you all a big hug and lots of love. And I hope to see you tomorrow as well for Hatha with me at 9:15. So have a great day. Please do share this if you're enjoying it and let other people know, so that we can just continue to plant our seeds and grow this tree, this my tree. Mwah. Goodbye, everyone.